You are live. We're live. Woo!
Took us a hot minute.
All right, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. We're live on Instagram. Finally.
Glad you guys are on while I sit in traffic. Yeah, that is the worst.
What's up, man? How are you? So should we give YouTube a little bit of time?
Okay.
What happened?
When is the fish brick coming?
Fish brick. I don't have a plan for a fish brick. No fish brick in the making, but
yeah, no.
They must be talking about my Instagram post. You see my post today?
Yes, it did.
Pretty tasty. Chris actually tried that fish and she liked it.
It was not too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
I don't love fish, but it was not that. It was probably one of the best ones I've had.
She was able to eat it. All right, so let's begin the conversation with a discussion on calories. Should you count them? Should you eat intuitively? And I want to dive a little bit deeper because I've kind of brushed over this on the surface in the past, and I've said, if you're where you're at, if you're where you want to be, compositionally speaking, and health-wise, then eat intuitively. Let your body gravitate towards doing it because it's obviously working if you're pleased with where you're at. However, if you're not pleased with where you're at, then control for the variables, dial things in, and get optimized. I've said that before in the past, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into this question specifically. So the latter half of the question was, if you're full, right? If you're full, should you keep eating your calories, or should you just allow yourself to eat till satiety? Well, basically, right?
They were asking, like, they were in a cut, and they said, in a cut, should I just eat till I'm full, or should I eat to hit my calories?
All right. So in this context, I still recommend hitting your macros, hitting your calories, and here's why. So if you're in a cut, then it stands to reason that you're trying to achieve a specific goal, ideally losing body fat while maintaining as much lean muscle mass as possible. If you do not track your calories and you just eat until you're full, and then you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm satiated, I'm trying to cut down anyways, I'm trying to lose body fat, I'm not really doing myself any disservice by not eating more food. But you are doing yourself a disservice by not eating more food, and here's why. You're basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. So let's say you one day, because maybe you trained arms that day instead of legs, and you didn't burn as many calories in your workout, and you're not quite as hungry that evening when you're preparing your meal. So you don't eat as much. But the next day you train legs and you're super hungry, and you're like, man, I didn't eat that much yesterday. Let me eat yesterday's worth today on top of what today's normal macros are. And you wind up going down this slippery slope in which you don't really have any consistency. So even if you're trying to cut down and lose body fat, and even if you're not hungry, still hit your macros. If you're consistently not hungry over the course of several days, even a week or two, then just simply drop your macros because your body's telling you something there. Make a very conservative drop. Don't feel like you have to drop by several hundred calories by any means, but always hit the goal target, and then based off of the biofeedback you're getting from hitting that goal target, adjust the goal target. Don't just adjust the goal target willy-nilly in the moment because of some extraneous variables that are coming into play.
Yeah, so that's like in a cut. And if you're in a surplus, we do still say, like, if you've been eating in a surplus or eating at a maintenance or whatever, we don't have anybody on. Are you sure that's on there?
No, I can't tell.
Like, usually there's a little Facebook and a YouTube thing.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on my phone. You keep talking, babe, because you're killing it.
I'm so killing it right now, guys. So anyways, if you're in a surplus and you're eating, you know that you're eating plenty of food, and you know you're getting in plenty of calories, there's no problem with you eating intuitively. I eat intuitively a lot, but then maybe at the end of the day,
it's working.
Yeah, it's weird.
But the questions
Our
aren't
comments
coming out.
aren't coming, but just maybe answer the comments through there.
Yeah.
That's super weird. Anywho, so yes, you can eat intuitively in a surplus if you are pretty happy with where you're at. I generally will, like, eat intuitively, and then maybe at the end of the day I'll kind of just see where I'm at, and if I'm like, whoa, I'm way under on calories, I'll eat another little something. And if I'm way over, then I'm like, great, okay, cool. I just decided I was a little hungrier today. But if I was doing a cut, or I was trying to do something specific to change my physique or whatever my goal is, I would track. But right now, I'm just kind of happy living, lifting, doing all the things. So eating intuitively is fine, knowing that I'm easily eating over 2,000 calories a day is pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Quick little disclaimer for all y'all watching it on YouTube and Facebook. We have it on our phone.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the comments aren't showing up on the computer,
screen.
so I can't click on the comments and highlight y'all like I normally would. So I'm just going to read them off on my phone here. So a lot of hellos. Hello, hi. Hello from Arizona. Hello from Savage, Minnesota.
So cool.
All right. Yeah, that is pretty cool. All right. So Hungry Health asks, I like the way Dr. Berry says that calories don't matter since the whole premise was flawed. Yeah, you just have to be careful with that. Like I've talked with Dr. Berry about calories ad nauseum, and I understand what he's saying. And in the way he's saying it, I don't disagree with what he's saying. But the problem is people don't get the chance to sit down and understand what he's saying to the extent that he's trying to deliver it.
They just grab little pieces of what they think that he means or what they think someone else means. And they're like, oh, I don't ever have to track anything ever. And then you realize that you're eating 11 or 1,200 calories every single day because you're just eating meat or you're just eating whatever higher protein or you're not tracking anything, so you can't know your intake.
The podcast that I did with who did I do it with? Dr. Tro. So Dr. Tro had the similar stance on as Dr. Berry about calories and why it's flawed premise. And I dove into that really deep in the podcast. So I would definitely encourage you to listen to that episode with Dr. Tro. Try and swap out the word calories just simply with fuel or energy. Yeah. If you swap out calories with fuel or energy, you would be able to kind of work through it yourself in your own brain. Like, do I want to underfuel myself today? Do I need to overfuel myself? Like if you think about it through that lens, it makes a lot more intuitive sense. All right, so next question.
And there is a lot more. Like the thing is like there's these calories in versus calories out people, and then there's these intuitive eating, don't track anything type of people. We are in the mixture. We are very like, if you have a goal, if you've had an eating disorder, if you have been continually under eating and things like that, you should probably be tracking. But your hormones matter, the energy that you're expending matters, like everything matters. So we aren't like crazy, just like only track and that's the only thing that matters. And we're not also like, just eat whatever you want and you're going to be fine. A lot of
nuance.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't happy with where they are. And then they're told that they can just eat intuitively and get to their goal, which is just not right. If you're very happy with where you are, you can eat intuitively and just kind of do what you think and do what feels good and things like that. But if you do have a goal, that's where we start to say, okay, let's start tracking. Let's start seeing where you're at. Let's see where you're eating, what your ratios are, things like that.
And you can reach that goal by not tracking to an extent as well. But if you're trying to reach that goal in the most methodical, optimized, efficient manner, then you're going to want to track, because that way you can just control for the variables and optimize those variables.
Should I go ahead and answer some over here?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, kids, someone says. That's funny to me.
Kiddos. Chris says, hey, Savage, I just want to say hello. I love y'all. We love you too, man. Shannon says, hi. You got a question?
No, wait, we don't have a question right now.
No questions.
Yeah.
So we just kind of jibber jabber over here.
I know. Yeah. The last couple of weeks we've had so many people on that we've like had an overwhelming amount of questions and
I've got some questions. So I've got to make a recipe video. We haven't done a Keto Savage Kitchen in ages.
Oh, yeah.
So we're kind of looking for some ideas, but I kind of want to talk about recipes specifically with y'all for a second. I talked about this on my newsletter, and if y'all have not subscribed to my 7 Set Sunday newsletter, I highly encourage you to do so. But we're revamping ketosavage.com. I'm in the process of doing that now, and we're going to focus a lot more on exercise tutorials and recipes, but it's not going to be like a normal keto recipe cookbook blog, because those are a dime a dozen. The recipes that we make are going to be specifically towards performance, like the most bang for your buck, no ingredients, wasted, like nothing there just for fluff. Like everything has a purpose. So it's going to be basically a performance recipe guide, all leveraging the ketogenic diet, obviously. But let me know if that is something that interests y'all, because I'm excited about it. I couldn't really get excited about making another keto cookbook about how to make a fathead pizza, but I can get excited about making recipes that are specifically geared towards maximizing performance.
Oh, goodness. I think I let something pass. Jimmy Moore says, miss you guys.
What's up,
we
man?
miss you guys, too. It's crazy because we've been planning this trip through the Carolinas, and hello, this is a weird year to travel and see different people and all that kind of stuff. So we still plan on making that trip happen. It just hasn't. All right. Love Keto Savage Kitchen recipes.
Nice.
Hey guys, just wanted to say congrats on the new building. I am so happy for you. I was curious how far it is from the current compound, and will your crew move with you to the new building? Yeah, so it is about 3 hours from where we are currently. And before we hired anyone, we told them that we wanted to move to Northwest Arkansas, and that if they didn't intend to move with us or stay with the company that long, then at least they would know that that was our plan. So as far as we know, all the crew that we have currently is going to be moving up there with us, and we're super excited about it.
We are stoked. Let me get some of these. Shannon says net versus total. I'm assuming you're talking about total carbs, and total carbs all the way. Total carbs, 100%, no questions asked. 7 Set Sunday is savage. Thank you for reading. You got a question?
Yeah. Do you like bison? Just picked up bison ribeye from Whole Foods. I do a lot. Actually, U.S. Wellness Meats has is it bison? Bison chorizo, and it is
the bison
favorite.
Chorizo is the bomb.com.
Yeah, we have got some regular bison though from either Natural Grocers or Whole Foods or something.
It is a lot leaner though.
It is a lot leaner, so you can add some good fats to it. But also you can kind of make your own chorizo too. It's delicious.
Thank you for all the great info you put out. Appreciate you guys. Well, thank you, Kelly. Are y'all planning on doing the low carb cruise in May? I think so. I don't know yet. I haven't planned that far in advance, but I believe so. I hope that all these conferences are good to go.
I don't think I've actually heard anything about next year.
Yeah.
Like, to be real honest with you, I don't know. I have not been told anything specifically about next year at all.
I would love to do a lot more conferences next year than we did this year.
We miss everyone.
How far away is the new compound to the current one? About 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah. Will the new compound be further from your sailboat? Yes. However, there is also a lake up there. There's a lake.
There's so many lakes in Arkansas.
There's so many lakes in Arkansas, but there's a bigger lake close to the compound. So what I'll probably do is, since my brother and I own this sailboat, we'll probably leave this one here so I can sail whenever I'm back home visiting the family. But then I'll probably wind up getting another sailboat
after we get a home
for the lake up there. Sailing's just awesome. If y'all have never been sailing, I highly encourage you all to go sailing.
Okay, someone said, ooh, I have a recipe. A bacon-wrapped stuffed organ meat. I'll let you choose the organ. Could not. Oh, could not. I just said, could not.
I like
wow.
Bacon-wrapped stuffed
That's Jonathan.
organ. What?
Is that his new name?
Coach John? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. I just, for a moment, I scatterbrained it.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I think a heart would be a pretty good option. Stuff that heart full of goodies, and yeah.
Could not. Maybe like a organ meat burger wrapped in bacon.
Heart is good. I'll eat all the organ meats. All right, so we got another one here. The problem with the Dr. Berry model is I have overeaten my whole life. Tracking is imperative for me right now. The goal is to learn what being full feels like. Yeah,
see, that's kind of what we were talking about. Is for some people, not tracking is actually really great. For other people, if you've had issues with your leptin and ghrelin levels and things like that, or if you've had an eating disorder, if you have a lot of weight to lose, sometimes intuitively eating can help to a certain extent. But then at a certain point, you have to kind of weigh out whether you're seeing progress or you're not, or if maybe overeating or undereating is a habit for you. and analyze. If you are just like regular Joe Blow, never had an issue with food, never was overweight, never was underweight, never overate, never underate, which Robert and I have both struggled with eating disorders and things like that. So we track, and it's really helpful for us. And it's not like a crazy, we go nuts over it, and that is an eating disorder in itself, but it keeps us level. It gives us the energy to do our workouts and things like that. It doesn't have to be restrictive and crazy like people kind of believe that it can be or it is. So I think just even keeping an eye on the amount you're eating is just really, really can be helpful, especially for someone like that who's in that type of situation.
Yeah, especially if you, like, I encourage everybody. I'm not going to say that tracking is best for everybody, but I do think tracking is best for everybody for a period of time, because everybody needs to know how the foods they're eating can affect them and the quantity of the macronutrients and micronutrients they're getting in those foods. They'll have a whole new appreciation for the foods they eat if they know what comprises that food. You can do that for a couple weeks and then have that clarity and then never track again, and that worked really well for you. More power to you.
Oh, all of a sudden they popped up on the screen.
Yeah, it's really weird. But it is very weird that people who have never tracked in their whole life have no idea what a carb is, a protein, a fat macro is, and they have this massive aversion to tracking. I feel like it's just the fear of the unknown that scares them away there. But I feel like everybody would benefit from tracking for a small period of time at least, just to gain that perspective.
Mm-hmm. If money wasn't an issue, what is one area of your business that you would expand or add? Oof, so many. There's so many aspects, I feel.
So let me ask you a question for that question. Are you referring to inward facing, like specifically for our company, like as it relates to the people in the company, or for like an outward expansion that affects and is visible by the consumers, the audience, and things of that nature? Because it would be two different answers based off of that.
Yeah, and if money wasn't an issue, I feel like there's so many things that if money wasn't an issue or wasn't a thing, I guess, because it's not an issue, but I feel like we would want to do a lot more like give back stuff. And sometimes it's hard because if you want to give back or you want to give time or you want to give money or you want to give whatever and you don't have the means or the time or the whatever, so you give all that you can, and at a certain point, like there is a holdback because you have to make sure that everything's going to work out and be fine. But I feel like there would be a lot more of that as well as it continues to grow and things like that. So that's kind of like where I think my heart would be.
Yeah. Johnny says, build a lake at the new compound. James says, the problem with the Dr. Barry model is, I've already read that one. The goal is eating. Yeah, we already read that one.
Jonathan said, heart, I like it. Traeger that bad boy up.
Shoot, yeah, Traeger's where it's at. There's like a really bad lag here. I don't know what's going on.
Any hits for the new keto brick flavor? Still enjoying the chocolate peanut butter stash. Favorite one by far.
Should we give them a hint?
No. It is a fall time thing.
It is a fall time thing. And it is made with the new 100% grass-fed whey protein concentrate.
And it is delicious, and that's all we're going to say.
And it is delicious. I gave it to somebody the other day. We had a meeting with somebody that's been helping us with the apparel stuff, and they loved it. Everybody that I've had try it, the sample, has loved it. It's probably my favorite flavor. I feel like I say it every time, but I feel like it probably is my favorite flavor. It's pretty good. All right, so Lena, is it Lena? I have never ate a lot. Do you have any tips to actually eat more to be able to gain muscle and hopefully help healing metabolic problems? So this is an interesting one. You know how you have to kind of go through a period of a little bit of discomfort when you're trying to lose weight and you're hungry? Like you have to kind of push through that hunger to an extent. If you've chronically undereaten your whole life, you have to kind of do the same thing in reverse. Like you have to push through this period of a little bit of discomfort and eat beyond satiety. And that sounds really weird. I'm probably going to get some flack for that, for the people that just say eat as your body tells you. But if you're trying to do things to improve your body, sometimes that comes with a little bit of discomfort, and you may have to try and eat beyond that comfort level. And believe it or not, that will actually increase your metabolism and actually increase your hunger. I've had people that would eat very little, get very full on very little. Then I would have them start eating more. They'd push through that. And after a week or two of doing that, they would notice that their entire hunger hormones stabilize and actually start to gain more hungry.
Yeah.
Gain more hunger. Yeah.
Also with that, I used to have a lot of stomach issues, and I had a hard time getting food in. So I did a lot of shakes, and I just added like MCT oil. We used to do a lot of shakes with avocado in it. And you can do, different types of proteins, try to get a quality protein. So you can really, really beef up those shakes and like different types of yogurts and things like that, just like adding fats and things to those. And then also I don't want to throw this out there because like, duh, we own the Keto Brick, but Keto Brick is also a really great way to just get in some of those calories if that's what you're trying to do without a lot of bulk in your stomach.
Kyle says, I count portions, 1 part protein, 4 parts fat, 1 part carb. It's a combination of calorie counting and intuitive eating. The brain can handle whole numbers better than number of calories or grams. Yeah, I can totally get behind something like that. I like that.
Jonathan said, yeah, I second that. From experience, you have to have a baseline of control to develop a healthy relationship with food. If you've had an eating disorder, I just had a season of intuitive eating, and I could not have done it if I would not have tracked first.
100%.
Yes,
No doubt about it. Hungry Hell says, my starting weight was around 460 pounds. In the last 2 years, I have lost 140 plus, reversed my type 2 diabetes. Thanks for listening to folks like yourself. So thank you.
Wow.
That is awesome, Hungry Hell.
That's really
Congratulations.
Awesome.
And keep killing it. That is truly, truly inspirational.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we have another one that was just here, and we did get him the seasonal flavor, and he said that the new Keto Brick flavor was bomb. Everyone is gonna love it.
Nice.
Either
like to hear.
Oh, he said either way, where would you invest money in the business if you had more?
I would really invest a lot more in the people, both internally and externally. Like
traveling more to see people and
yeah,
conferences.
I'm all about face-to-face interactions. Like this whole Zoom thing is a necessary evil in the 2020 world we live in. But I like face-to-face connections. If money wasn't an issue, I would literally fly every single Keto Brick customer that's ever bought a brick out here, and I'd sit around the campfire with them and talk about life. And I would do the same thing for any potential employee that was looking to get hired. I would do the same thing to everybody. You learn more about somebody through a hard workout and sitting around a campfire than you do in 6 months worth of Zoom conversations. And I'll put that on anything.
I put that on anything.
So yeah, investing in the people, that's the main thing. It's all about the people.
I could see that. Like that's why we do the Golden Brick Winners, and we wish that we could do that every month. Yeah. But yeah, I think that is probably true. Like we would probably spend it on traveling to go see people and getting people out here and things like that. It's true.
James says, have you ever thought of making and distributing an other food product besides Keto Brick? Yeah, for sure. I've got a lot of ideas spinning. I've got a lot of ideas always spinning, but there's so much more that I want to do with Keto Brick. So I don't want to spread myself too thin before I master, not quote unquote master, because you're never going to master anything, but before I like refine Keto Brick a little bit further.
Which macro would you be most lax about when you have calculated your macros on a given calorie intake? Would you be most lax about? Have you calculated your macros on a given?
I honestly wouldn't. Like if I'm counting calories and macros, I'm pretty much within 5 grams of all macros at all times. Like I don't really play outside the lines there. Especially if I'm doing a competition prep. If I'm not doing a competition prep, then I'd probably be a little bit more lax with the fat. Like I have another coffee with heavy cream or something like that.
Yeah, and like lax as in like we don't try to hit a certain amount of carbs. We just stay low carbs, if any at all, within a day. So in in the terms of like not eating too much would be like lax, as like we're not worried about hitting the carbs because we want less. But like with fat, I think we both can go over on fat and easily.
Will you be farther from the Sykes family farm once you move? Yes, we'll be about another hour away. So it changes the route, but it's only adding about an hour.
Yeah, we're a couple hours from here, but it's a different direction, so it's easier to get there.
Let me blow through some of these real quick. Brandon, what's up? I'm late. Hi, y'all.
Hey.
Howdy. Lena says, thank you. You bet. Congratulations. Hungry Health. That's amazing. It truly is.
Huge.
Matthew C.S. Hughes, intuitive. Winky face for the win. Howdy, guys from Arizona. What's up, Mike? How are you, brother? You two have to be awesome bosses. Well, I think we're pretty cool bosses. I mean, we do like cookouts for the crew after every launch, and we do things. I care about our crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do care about our crew.
We do care about them so much.
And sometimes that's hurt. That's led to a lot more pain
than you would ever think. Yeah, you can over love people, I guess.
I don't know if it's over love people, but if the expectations are different and you pour yourself into somebody and it doesn't pan out, that just winds up bad.
Overly pour out into, I guess.
It's hungry Heath. Yeah.
What did you call it?
Health. Hungry Health. Heath makes more sense.
That's really funny.
Sorry about that.
Wow. I'm glad you pointed that out too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Intuitive eating definitely isn't for me. My brain doesn't have that stop signal. Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm. There was many times where I didn't, and I let myself go crazy, and then I just gotta get right back to it because this is not working out.
With the snap and everything. Pre-tracking makes all the difference in the world for staying on track. Yeah, pre-tracking is key. All right, one more here. What about hitting protein? Protein is key as well. But I notice. All right, so let me be careful. If the question was about being lax on macros, I'm going to have more of a noticeable adverse effect if I go over or under by a lot more on my protein than I would if I go over or under by the same amount on my fats, which was seen counterintuitive because there's more calories in fat, but based off of just how I respond, that's what I've noticed. It's for me personally. That's not going to be necessarily applicable to everyone.
And that's what Robert and I try to say a lot is that our bodies are so different that I can handle actually a lot more protein in the ratio aspect of things than Robert's body can. So it's just very interesting. It's why it's so important for everyone to just learn their own body. And like I can overeat on fat and I can overeat on protein, and I don't really notice a ill effect until I get to like a certain level, and then it's like, okay. But yeah.
I am running low on my computer battery, just FYI.
Okay.
Looking good, you two. Well, thank you. You look good too, I bet. Right now you're just a purple emoji.
Let's just go for a couple more minutes, answer someone here. I like heart on the rare side.
Yeah, for sure.
I think AD Keto might have showed that new flavor in his story the other day, but I won't say what it is not to spoil it for others.
I think he posted, I don't know.
He posted a pumpkin
said,
one.
Yeah, somebody said something about pumpkin being back, and pumpkin's not back.
It's not back, but he just
has
has
a bunch
some.
Of pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the pumpkin.
Because we haven't sent any out. We've only given them to people who have visited us.
Yep.
Sykes, you are the man. Keep it up, dude.
Is that Ryan Sanford? What's up, man? He was at the railroad with me. He was one of the train masters I worked with.
Well, that's great.
He taught me all the things I was supposed to do right, and I did all the things wrong.
You've got 10 weeks so I can have keto bricks again.
Are you doing like a cut or something? Carnivore sounds like.
Don't have the patience to cut the bricks, and now I'm going under 2,000 a day. Golly.
Yeah, that's getting lower.
My dentist told me about keto and your podcast a year ago. Wow, that's cool. Okay, my dentist told me about keto and your podcast a year ago. I lost 50 pounds quick, and I haven't gained it back. What do you think of the same full body workout every day?
I'm not a fan of that because if you're really pushing yourself every day and you're doing the same movements every day, you're not going to have enough time to fully recover and improve to do those same movements with more intensity within 24 hours the next day. So I would always recommend at least 48 hours, but preferably 72 hours between doing the same exercise if you're really pushing yourself.
Okay. I'm going to say, first of all, that no matter how many times you guys try to guess the flavor, I'm going to have poker face. So as those ones start to come in, poker face, here it comes.
Poker face, here it comes.
Okay, so is it eggnog? I need an eggnog brick. And we'll keep all of these ideas too and put them in the bank for us to think of later. Have you considered creating a other small-sized brick or package with multiple smaller portion bricks?
We have, but believe it or not, the price point for smaller bricks are even more expensive because the packaging is a lot more involved for smaller. So it would cost more and you would get less. And that just doesn't make sense to me. I want to take care of y'all and not charge you more for less food.
If I'm hungry between meals, is it a good idea to eat a keto bomb or a protein soul be better? Oh, or protein would be better. They fixed it later.
It kind of depends. I get more satiety from a little bit of both, but I would typically go for the fat.
So we'll hit this last question over here. So thank you for the Dry Farm Wine podcast. My wife and I ordered, and we cannot wait to try it. Thank you for keeping it real.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you let me know what you think.
That's
Arkansas,
great.
Apparently, you can't ship alcohol to Arkansas, so we can't even order.
Oh, poor connection.
Oh. So we can't even order the Dry Farm wines. So I got to find an out-of-state contact.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be nearer to Missouri and Oklahoma, so we'll figure it out because we need some Dry Farm wines in our life.
All right, let me bang at some of these. I could possibly intuitively eat after a keto brick. That thing keeps me full all day. Yeah, that's what it was for. So I'm glad that it's gonna keep you satiated. Brandon says, Robert, do your legs always feel sluggish when cutting? Mine are, but my workouts are still good. It's not so much that I feel it in my legs. I feel it more in my back. Like if I'm in a deep prep and I've been cutting for a while, I feel it more like on back day than leg day. Dan says, I finally got my wife on track with keto. First time around, she had a hard time with all the fat. This go around, she opted her protein and is right on track. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Much better when two people are doing it. I'm digging that vest, brother. Better bring that with you in December. Man,
He wears it all the time.
I know. Hey, I want to ask you about Scree hunting clothing brand. So let's jump on a call whenever you're free. I got all kinds of apparel questions to ask you. Hungry Heath says, Crystal, I'm the same guy that sent you the pork rind tortilla recipe the other day. Have you had a chance to try it yet?
I haven't. I actually go to the grocery store on either Friday or Saturday, so I will go Friday or Saturday, and we'll have to try it like this weekend or something.
I want to try it. I'm excited.
Yeah, maybe we'll make I'm just thinking of all the ideas. Okay, maybe we'll make that this weekend. I need to write that down.
This is my 5th year keto, maintaining over 50 pounds lost at 55. Freaking awesome,
That's
Melissa.
so good.
Congratulations. Coffee flavor brick. So we have the mocha brick, which does have coffee flavor in it. I want pork rind tortilla recipe. We may have to just make that.
I know, yeah.
Pineapple brick. Have you have to try a brick? I'll bet it's pumpkin. No, it's not pumpkin.
We did pumpkin last year, and we're going to bring out something different
This one's
year.
way better than pumpkin, y'all. So much better than pumpkin.
And it has the whey protein.
I like large bricks, but it would be nice if the molds had score marks to make them easier to portion and cut. Yeah, I do agree 100%. I'm have to look into getting custom molds. They ship to Walgreens or CVS.
We have one.
That doesn't make sense.
I want to solve the problem of making the smaller fit bricks profitable. Yes, we would like to as well.
Yes.
I'm in Missouri. You can come visit Lake of the Ozarks and pick up your wine.
Wait a minute. We
What?
drive an hour to pick up a wine. They ship to Walgreens or CVS. You can ship them to Walgreens or
What?
CVS, even in Arkansas?
Well, that's the thing is in Arkansas, I mean, they have to ship here, but they have to, even the,
I've heard they can ship to businesses, and we are a business.
well, they said, the guy that I talked to the other day, he said that even the liquor stores have to, like, it has to go through a certain whatever. I don't know how it works, but we should go talk to someone and see.
We should.
I meant to say affordable. Oh, rather than profitable. But yes, yeah, right. Yeah. I totally get that too. Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you. Need to come out to Sedona. Take you guys ATVing. Talk with you soon, Robert. I'm all about that. I'm always down to go four-wheeling. And Sedona is going to be beautiful. Oops, I'm reading the wrong one here. That's the one I just read. We're from Michigan. We drive to Indiana for the
Oh,
wine.
wow.
Smaller bricks, no thanks. I'm with the Chonk Life. Chonk Life for the win.
That's
Please
funny.
share link to order. Yeah, it's just
Order?
ketobrick.com for the bricks. So ketobrick.com there. And then I'm about to run out of battery here. I'm trying to wrap them all up. We got them all there?
Yep. What should next week's topic be?
What should next week's topic be? The next
Let's-
question that comes in before the computer dies gets it. Any takers? Any takers? Next question. Here we go. Anybody want to submit a question to start off next week's Live at 5? Do y'all twitch your nose? Crystal does that quite a bit. Isn't like a
Robert
characteristic
always
of.
makes
Don't witches
a
do
witch.
that? A witch, yeah.
No, it's just Bewitched, and she's adorable. So.
Oh, well, you're adorable, and you're a witch. We need a question though. Somebody send a question.
Oh, that was funny.
We need a question.
I can teach you guys how to be witches next week.
I need something to drink too. It's worse when you have no liquid in there, but you keep.
Maybe we should talk
drinking.
about our favorite drinks.
Favorite drinks.
Yeah.
Like just any drinks.
Like drinks that we order, drinks that we make at home, like the teas and things like
Positive mindset as a topic. I can
that.
do
That's a
that.
good one.
I'm down with that. That's almost come in. When are you planning to launch the new performance recipes on your site? Probably we'll start off the new year. I'm hoping the website will be done within the next month, and then I can spend the next 2 months kind of getting some recipes built in, and then launching it first of the year is the goal.
Yep, we're very excited about it.
Positive mindset as a
All right.
topic for next week. Love it.
Yay.
Y'all take care. Have a great rest of your week, and we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Adios.